We created controlling area with the option 1:n scenario, and we given controlling area currency as a 30, and that is group currency. Now let us see what are the other options are there to use controlling area currency. Whether we need to use 30, that is the group currency, or can we use any other currencies as a controlling area currency. So here we used currency type 30, and then system pick automatically the group currency, which is maintained at client level, that we can see in transaction code SSCC4. So apart from 30, these are the options we have available. You can use currency type 10. This is currency type 10 means company code currency. If you use currency type 10, whatever you are using at company code level, system will pick that currency. For example, we maintained at company code level INR, then system will take a controlling area currency as a 10, sorry, INR, once we maintained the currency type 10. And second option we have in the drop down button, it is not showing, that is currency type 20. If you enter currency type 10, the system is speaking automatically from your company code, it is determined. But if you enter currency type 20, that is controlling area currency, then we have a option or freedom to enter which currency you want as a controlling area currency. For example, I want UR. Then in that case, the user can enter freely here whatever the currency you want. For example, maybe you entered as a UR, then system will pick UR. You entered the currency as a HUF, then system will agree HUF as a controlling area currency, and that will be defined in the system as a currency type 20. And if you select currency type 30, then this is the group currency. Then in this case, system will pick from your client level settings, that is from the transaction code SSCC4, which we are calling it as a group currency. From that, system will pick the currency automatically. In our case, it picked as a USD because in our client, the group currency is maintained as USD. And next we have 40, 50 and 60. I think this might be hard currency. Then system will determine the currency from the country level settings. You can check in the transaction code OY01 what are the country level settings. For example, your company code is created under country IN. For country IN, what is the hard currency you are using? Maybe whatever currency you are using. Suppose you are using a different currency, then that currency system will take it as a controlling area currency. Currency type 50. I think this is index based currency. This also same system will pick from your country level settings, the transaction code OY01, whatever you maintained as an index based currency for your country. Next, currency type 60. This is called company currency, seems global company currency. Here, currency is determined from the company. First step, we created company, right? So in that company, whatever currency you are using, that currency system will determine it. This many options we have to choose the controlling area currency. But out of what we taken, we took currency type 30, and we have seen that we cannot enter manually currency. Once you selected currency type 30, that system is determining automatically currency from the client level settings. And again, we don't have option to use everything. It's depend based on scenario. FICO integration, which scenario you are following? In FICO integration, we have two scenarios. One is 1:1 scenario, and another one is 1:n scenario. Assume you are following 1:1 scenario. There is one controlling area and one company code. For each company code, you have a separate controlling area. In that case, the fiscal year variant, chart of accounts, currency is determined from the company code. I am following 1:1 scenario, but I want my controlling area currency as an index based currency, that is currency type 50. It's not possible. Here we told, right, these many are there to choose the controlling area currency. This at overall we are saying, we are not specific to 1:n scenario or 1:1 scenario. At high level we are saying that if you are going to create a controlling area, to choose controlling area currency, you have this many options. Out of this, anyone you can choose. But if you speak strictly, whenever you are choosing controlling area currency, you need to see which scenario you are following. I am following 1:1 scenario. Then you don't have this many options. All these options are out of scope for you if you are following 1:1 scenario. You can use, if you are following 1:1 scenario, only currency type 10. Right, in 1:1 scenario, whenever we are creating first time controlling area, here we have seen one button, controlling area is equal to company code. So you need to press that button. You need to tell to the system that my scenario is 1:1. Whenever you press here, this button, system will ask what is the company code. You enter company code IN10. Then system will go and check at company code level what is the chart of accounts is maintained, that it will pick automatically. What is the fiscal year variant is maintained, that system will pick it automatically. And whenever you press that button, system will check at company code level what is the currency you are using. That currency system will pick it automatically. Here for example INR, and it will take it as a 10. You don't have any other option. And this checkbox, different company code currency, checkbox is selected in our case because it's different. But whenever you are following 1:1 scenario, your company code currency is the controlling area currency. This is a must. This is a mandatory. That's why you don't have any other option. If you are following 1:1 scenario, to choose the controlling area currency, you have to choose only currency type 10. That system will take it automatically. That's why system will take your company code currency as a controlling area currency INR and no other options. Immediately, maybe if you select different company code currency, it's not sensible. That's why this different company code currency checkbox immediately will be degraded. It will be deselected and it will be graded out. And you cannot select also that option. So in this way it will behave if you are following 1:1 scenario. If you are following 1:n scenario, then you have an option to choose any one, but subject to conditions, subject to obey the rules. You have to fulfill the rules. That rules are okay, then only you can use that particular currency in your controlling area. For example, 1:n scenario I am following, then I have option to choose any one of the currency. Now we choose 30. Can I choose 10 or can I choose 20? Can I choose freely 40 or 50, 60? You have a option, but with respect to certain rules. If that rules are okay, then you can use that currency type. For example, I am following 1:n scenario. That means I have only one controlling area and multiple company codes. Then can I use my controlling area currency as a currency type 10? That is company code currency. You have 10 company codes. In one company code you are following currency INR. In one company code you are following UR. And in one company code you are following USD. Then company code currency means which currency I need to assign for controlling area currency. Suppose if you assign UR and if you say I am following for my controlling area currency same as company code currency, that statement is fine with respect to this company code, but with this company code that statement is wrong. That's why if you are having multiple company codes and that multiple company codes are using different currencies, then this currency type 10 you cannot use. If all your company codes, what is the rule here? If all company codes are using same currency, suppose you have 10 company codes, 10 company codes, company code currency is INR only, there is no other currency. Then in that case, if all company codes are using same currency, then you can use currency type 10. If you say all my company codes are not using same currency because they are in different countries, then automatically currency type 10 is out of scope for you. You cannot use it. And then second, currency type 20, controlling area currency. You can use it if all company codes are using same or different, whatever it may be, you can follow it. Okay, but I can say one condition that if you don't want group valuation, I don't want to use group valuation in my business organization. In that case, you can go for currency type 20, controlling area currency. You have option. What is a group valuation? That we'll see later. How many valuations are there? That we will see later. But at present, if I don't want to use group valuation, then you have an option to go with currency type 20. But I want group valuation. Then in that case, you should not go with the currency type 20. Next, currency type 30. That is group currency. If you want group valuation, then in that case, we need to go with the currency type 30, that is group currency. Maybe your company codes are following same currency or different currency in different countries, whatever be the scenario, fine. And I want addition to that, I need to do group valuation. Then in that case, you need to use mandatory currency type 30, that is group currency. SAP will recommend, if you are using group valuation, it will suggest please go with the currency type 30. Then only your financial accounting, material management, controlling module, material ledger, everywhere the currencies or updates will have consistency. Otherwise, it may lead to some inconsistencies. That means if you are following 1:n scenario in your organization, you are going to using only one controlling area that you are doing at basic, at start of the project level itself, right? Once we created controlling area and once we defined controlling area currency, later we cannot change it. So now itself, at this stage itself, you should have an idea in your organization, you are going to use what type of valuations. I want to use group valuation. There is a need to use group valuation and I need to go with the group valuations. Then in that case, now itself you should be careful and you need to use currency type 30 and not other currency types. Then we will get consistent and we can do the group valuation along with other valuations correctly. For this, the prerequisite is go with the currency type 30, that is with group currency. Okay, so this precaution we need to take whenever you are creating controlling area itself. The next, currency type 40. I want to use hard currency. When this is possible, you have so many company codes. Maybe they are using same currency or different currency also, fine. I can use current, if I mean I have multiple company codes, all are using same currency, then I can go with the currency type 40. Or they are using different currencies, still I can use currency type 40. But all the company codes must belong to same country. Cannot say must, all the company codes should belong to same country, or if they are not belong to the same country, they are using, means they are different countries, all countries, in all countries you are using at country level settings in OY01 for different countries, same hard currency. Then in this case, if this is the right, if this statement is correct with your all company codes, then you can use currency type 40. Otherwise, you cannot use currency type 40. For example, if you go to OY01, for example, our company code is in India. That is, I am using country IN. Check for country India, what is the hard currency you are using here. For example, you are using UR. And check one more country, I am in US. Then for US country, what is the hard currency you are using? For US country, you are using USD. For one country, one currency. For another country, another currency. Then in that case, you cannot use currency type 40. In all countries, you are following same hard currency. then in that case you can go with the currency type 40. What about currency type 50? Same. This is also same rule. If all the company codes are belong to same country, or in all different countries you are using same index based currency, then in that case you can use it the currency type 50. For example, here in this field in index based currency, if your currency is same and currency type 60, when can you use global company currency? I have 10 company codes, and if all company codes are assigned to the same company, for example, we created RGC company, I think first step, right? Like that, if you are using 100 company codes, 100 company codes are assigned to the same company, then in that case, you can use currency type 60, that is called global company currency. At company level, whatever currency you followed, that system will determine automatically. Okay, so these are the rules. If it is okay, that you can use. In all above cases, if company codes are assigned to your controlling area, and then system can check what are the total company codes are available. All those company codes are created under which country, in that country whether hard currency is same or not. If same, system will agree to use currency type 40. If not, it will throw the error message. So that validation system can check it if all company codes are assigned to your controlling area. Suppose while creating controlling area itself, we don't assign company code, right? First that screen should be completed. First I have to complete this screen. I have to select the currency type, put currency, system validate, save it. If everything is fine, then we will go and assign it company code. And still I have not assigned to company code and I used currency type 40. Then how system can check which company codes are you have, and those company codes are related to which country? In that country, what is the hard currency, whether that is right or wrong, or they have different countries, different hard currencies. So I should not allow for you currency type 40. So these validations SAP can do once you complete this screen and once you assign company codes. Then if these rules are fine, system doesn't throw error message, otherwise it will throw the error message. Then system can do validation. Otherwise you need to do manually validation yourself and put the right currency. Then later system doesn't throw error message, otherwise you will get error message. And can pick the currency also automatically, otherwise you need to enter the right currency. Here I can say in all of cases, if company code is assigned to your controlling area, except for 30. For currency type 30, you no need to assign any company code because it's not at company code level relevant, it is at client level setting, right? So in case of group currency type 30 you assigned and still your company code is not assigned, system can do the validation and then it can pick the right currency automatically. In our case, it pick automatically USD, right? We don't assign company code. And after that, we assigned our company code. Okay, so this is about controlling area currency. What are the options we have? Which is applicable in 1:1 scenario and which is applicable in 1:n scenario and subject to certain rules. If these rules are okay, fine, these conditions are fulfilling, then this currency type you can use. But at the end, this is the important. If you want group valuation, we should not use other currency types and we need to go with the currency type 30 that is group currency, then we can use group valuation. Then even your all modules, financial accounting, CO, material ledger component, everything will be consistent with the currency. Okay, fine. The next step, maintain number ranges for controlling documents. Once we created a controlling area, the transaction code is KANK. And your accounting document number ranges are at company code level, but controlling documents are at controlling area level. For all company codes, same number range is applicable. Give your controlling area, that is IN10. Click on change interval. We don't have anything, okay. Then here what we need to do, click on change groups. The number range you need to assign to your own group. Then click on create group button and you create your own group. To identify this, you can give any description. Controlling number ranges for controlling area 10, IN10. If you want, you can maintain multiple groups for different business transactions, different number ranges if you want. And create one group, assign one set of business transactions. And create another group and another set of business transactions you can assign for that one. Okay, so if we want to use only one number range for all business transactions, then in that case, I am using only one number range group and use what is that number range you want to use along with number range number 1002 1999. I'm assigning, and this number range number I don't see in the ECC system. I think, let's see. Parallelly in ECC, how the same screen. Here also same. Enter and save it. Come back one step. You know the different type of business transactions are used to classify the documents which are there in the controlling module. Right. The first one you can say about coin. This is the CO document which are created through FI documents. That means you created FI and it's related to CO. Then SAP will create a controlling document in CO module. So like that, to each and every business transaction in CO or in controlling module, you have multiple documents. How these documents are created, or how can I segregate different business transactions in controlling module? To segregate different business transactions, or you can say to segregate different accounts, different documents in controlling module. Module business transaction is used to segregate. Here, for segregating different business transactions, this business transaction we are talking from the business context. In real your business, what are the different type of business transactions, different type of controlling documents we have, that I want to segregate. For that, maybe I am using like document type. Maybe SAP could have used a different word, then you should not be confused. So for segregating different business transactions, different documents, in controlling module I am using document type. But SAP is not using the word document type. SAP is saying, again, technically also, SAP is using a business transaction. So this business transaction is different. This business transaction is different. This is from business point of view, and this is from technically. In SAP, a object we are using to segregate, that object name itself is called business transaction. Right? So you know what are the different type of business transaction: coin, or RKU3, RKU1, or KAAO, actual settlement, or plan settlement, which is used for which purpose. Okay, so I'm not going in detail each and everything here. Now, whatever you want to use in your business organization, I don't want to use all business transactions. Maybe that you can identify. Keep cursor on that and click on assign element to group button. And for this business transaction, for the CO documents which are related to this business transaction, which number range you want to use. For example, whatever I maintained, I want to use. That is 100 to 199. That is number range number is 10. Double click on 10. Then go to page down, and there you can see your number group with your description. And for that, this business transaction is assigned. Means this business transaction will share number range from this group. Will use number group. Will use document number from this number group. In the same way, RKU3 also I want to use for the documents which are created for the business transaction RKU3. For that also, I want to use same number range from this number group. Then keep cursor on RKU3 and click on assign element group button and double click. Then that also moved to RKU3 here. Next, RKU1, that is repost costs. For this also, assign element group button and then double click on the number range group. If you want to use a different number range group you could have created, that one you can select it. Okay, in my case, the same, only one I am using. Or if you want, what you can do, I don't want to do one by one everything, you do it at one shot. All combinedly, maybe for testing purpose here, everything I don't want to do like that. Everything all you one by one, or you don't need to go one by one. All you select it, or one by one, without thinking what I'm using for which purpose, that you can assign it and save it. Maybe in real time, if you are using different things, different number range groups for different business transactions that at easily you can check at table level with TKA04. And sometimes whenever first time you created a controlling area and you try to maintain the number range group or number ranges. Here for example IN10 and we clicked this one, right? Change groups. And we can see all business transactions here. But sometimes this business transaction will not appear here. This screen is a blank. These business transactions are created by standard SAP. By default it is coming. Sometimes it won't come. Then in that case, there is a program to generate those business transactions. Standard program you need to run. Since it's RK TKA4C. This program you need to execute the standard program. Then those business transactions will be generated. And then you can maintain your number ranges. The next step, maintain versions. So versions in controlling module to maintain the planned values. Before that, in F5 module, we are recording only the actual values, the actual figures. If the business transaction is happened, the historical business transaction, the real business transaction, the real figures only we will record in F5 module. For example, you are going to pay salaries today 10,000, then that we don't record in F5 because this is not still happened. Once you made payment, it is really done, then we will record those figures in F5 module. But in CO module, we will record planned figures as well as actual figures both. Now to maintain the planned values, we need a version because the actual figure it is 1,000 salaries paid. That's all. It doesn't change. But here I am doing planning that for this month I am expecting the salaries will be 5,000. But on the next day, after 2 days, after 3 days, someone joined. Then I want to change my planning. Now I know that the salaries will not be 5,000, it will be a 6,000. Originally I planned 5,000 and later I changed it to 6,000. Okay, now month end came. The actual figure is 8,000. I want to compare my actual value with the planned figure. What is that planned figure? 6,000. I want to compare with my original planning. First what I planned 5,000 and then I changed it to 5,000. Whatever be the analysis, but I want to compare my actual figure with my original planned value and then after changed the planned value. So I need this history, the version history. What is my planned value? After that, what is my changed value? I don't want to overwrite it. So 5,000, if you overwrite with 6,000 with the next planned figure and you don't get the previous version. In previous, first originally what you planned 5,000 and later you changed it to 6,000. But now I don't find anywhere in the system 5,000. It was overwritten with 6,000. So in this way it's not maintained SAP. So if the planned figure is changed, that also we need to maintain as the previous version you have 5,000 and now you have 6,000. So this differentiation will be identified in the version. So for original planning you use one version. The 5,000 will be stored for example in version 1. And if you replanned, then the replanned value you enter in version 2. Then 6,000 is updated under version 2 without overwriting this 5,000. If you want, you can compare with version 1 or version 2. In this way, you decide how many chances are there, how many times there is a chance to change your planned values, and you want to update by changing the planned value. So if you say I want to change it 2 times, then you can maintain version 0 and version 1. Here by default, whenever you install your SAP, version 0 is created automatically by the system. And this version 0 in controlling module will allow you to enter the planned values as well as actual values both. Version 1, if you want to create, version 1 also will allow planned value, actual value. But for version 1, you don't need to use actual value. Here, see, planned value 5000, here planned value 6000. That's why I want it differently, version 0 and version 1. But actually, how much you posted at the end of the month? Salary is 8000 is actual. This actual will not change. Here also 8000. Then in that case, why you need to record duplicate figures? It's a redundancy, duplication. Unnecessarily data footprint will be increased. Your memory you are losing. Unnecessarily wasting. That's why generally it's not recommended to use for version 1 also to update the actual values. And again you want to change my planned figure, then you use version 2. Again you allow only planned values and don't allow actuals. In this way you can create how many versions you want, that many. Okay, so here by default you can see version 0 is there, and which is allowing planned values and which is allowing actual values, as well as work in process or results analysis and the variance figures. This we can discuss later. Okay, select your version 0 and then double click on controlling area settings folder and give your controlling area. Now we assigned version 0 for controlling area IN10, and again select version 0, double click on settings for each fiscal year folder. For version 0, whenever you assign to controlling area, by default SAP will allow to maintain this version 0 for 5 years. Means SAP itself, it will maintain automatically for 5 years. And for each and every year, you need to maintain the settings to maintain your planned values. Suppose you want to maintain planned value in 2026 fiscal year, then you need to extend the settings for 2026 in the same way or different. If you maintain those settings, then only it is possible to maintain the planned figures and to maintain the actual figures in 2026 fiscal year. Here what you can do, select any one of the fiscal year and click on copy as button, and the same settings you can extend to 2026. Maybe in advance you can keep 5 or 6 years. Okay. Here the version is locked, means you cannot maintain any planned value and actual value if you lock it. At any point of time you don't want to use this version, you can go and lock it. The integrated planning means whatever you are doing the planned values at cost center level in cost center accounting, that you can extend or you can copy to other controlling modules also if you have integrated planning. Copying allowed, the values itself, the planning you can copy from one fiscal year to another fiscal year, and the values are different in different currencies, then the planned values can be converted from one currency to other currency by using the exchange rates which are maintained against exchange rate type P. Or if you want M, you can maintain it M. This is about version 0, which is created by default SAP. And I want to do replanning again, whatever I did, then you go with version 1. and select only planned values. If you select the checkbox, again actual values will be stored, duplicated. So only I am selecting plan, save it, and select version 1. Double click on controlling area settings. System will ask you version 0 doesn't exist in controlling area, I enter. Do you want to transfer? Yes. Again select version 1. Double click on settings for each fiscal year. This version is not created by SAP, so it doesn't copy the fiscal year settings for 5 years automatically. For each and every year, we need to maintain it. 2020. Same exchange rate type I am putting as of now, P, and later we can see actually at the time of planning. Once you maintain for 1 year, and the same you can copy or extend to the next years. Just change the fiscal year and save it. If you want one more version, then you can create second, third, like that, based on your requirement. That's fine. These are the minimum basic settings we are maintaining at controlling area level. Fine. Now, at controlling area, whenever we are maintaining, we have seen one field that is called currency or valuation profile. This currency and valuation profile we need to create and assign to the controlling area, and then we need to activate it. Once we activated and posted 1 or 2 documents, then it's not possible to change currency or valuation profile. First, we need to create a currency or valuation profile and assign to the controlling area, and then while activating, system will check as per the currency and valuation profile, all your other configurations are in sync or with compliance with this currency and valuation profile, are matching with the currency and valuation profile settings. If yes, then system will allow you to activate it. If any setting is not matching as per your currency and valuation profile setting, is not in sync in profit center accounting, in material ledger, or in currency settings, then system doesn't allow you to activate it. If it is not activated, you cannot use it. So you need to make compliance all those settings and then activate it, and then you can use currency and valuation profile. When currency and valuation profile is required to use and when it is not needed. Now why I need to create this currency and valuation profile? If I don't create, what will happen? Here you need to decide as part of your material ledger, do you want to do your material prices multiple valuations. What is the purpose of material ledger? To evaluate your material prices in different currencies, we need a material ledger. Or I need to evaluate my material prices in different valuations. Then in this case, we need to use material ledger. In my business organization, I don't have requirement to evaluate my materials in different currencies. For example, I am using INR. If it is INR, it is fine for me. And I don't want to do any different valuation approaches. Only one valuation approach, that is legal valuation, it is fine for me. Then material ledger is not required. And you don't need to use currency and valuation profile. But in S4, material ledger is a mandatory. In ECC, it is optional. If you want, you are using. If not, you are not using. But in S4, now material ledger is a mandatory. Then I need to use material ledger. Then still, I don't want material prices in different currencies, material prices in different valuation. That's not my requirement. Then to fulfill technically that material ledger is mandatory, you activate material ledger. But I don't use the material prices in different currencies or material prices. I don't want to follow in different valuations. In that case, you don't need to go currency and valuation profile. But whenever your requirement is you want to use material prices in different currencies and you want to use material price in different valuations, then we need to use currency and valuation profile. Okay, so here maybe you are doing in local currency, you want to do material valuations, material stocks, material prices in group currency or some other currency, whatever you want to use. Maximum SAP or material ledger will allow up to 3 currencies. Your choice whether you want to use only 1 or 2 or 3. So maximum in 3 different currencies in material ledger, we can evaluate our material prices or material stocks. Whatever the currencies you want, you can choose. Here, the first currency is the local currency. This is mandatory. If you say I don't want local currency, I want group currency 1, I want some other index based currency or some other hard currency I want. You told 3 currencies, right? So I am using, one is a group currency, one is a index based currency, one is a hard currency. Not like that. First currency should be local currency. You need to evaluate your material prices. Then second and third you have an option. Whatever you want, you choose. The local currency is mandatory. What is a local currency? Local currency is nothing but your company code currency. This is identified by currency type 10. Right? So you need to use currency type 10, that is local currency or company code currency. Then after that you have an option to choose the second currency and third currency to evaluate your materials, and maximum SAP will allow 3 currencies. And next, material prices you can evaluate in 3 valuations. What are those 3 valuations available? You can use one valuation is legal valuation, Number 2 is profit center valuation. And number 3 is group valuation. These are the maximum 3 valuations you can do by using material ledger. The material price you can evaluate in legal valuation. The same material price you can evaluate in profit center valuation, and the same material price you can evaluate with the group valuation. And assume here your currency is INR, my local currency, my company code currency. And what is the second currency you want to use? And what is the third currency you want to use? For example, second currency I want to use USD, group currency. Third currency I want to use EUR. Okay, maximum 3 currencies you can do, that's over. And 3 valuations you want to do: the legal valuation, profit center valuation, group valuation. Whenever you are evaluating your material price in INR currency, for that INR currency, you want to use which valuation, that you need to tell to the system, that you need to choose it. For local currency, for company code currency, there must be, you have to use legal valuation. This is mandatory, which is used for your legal reporting purpose in your local currency, in your company code currency. This is a mandatory. Then after that, for second currency, which valuation you want to use, you have a freedom, you can use. Maybe this is group currency, I want to do group valuation. Or another option, I want to use again company code currency only for second also. Then already you used right here INR. Then what is the difference for this one, and why you want to do valuation again in INR? This is company code currency INR. Which valuation I am doing INR? In legal valuation. The same INR price I want in profit center valuation. Maybe here I am putting as per our group currency USD, and I need a price, material price in USD with group valuation. So like that, maximum, how many valuations you can use? 3. One is legal, one is profit center, one is group. Now here, the legal valuation, in which currency you want to do, that you have to decide. But what here I am saying, the legal valuation you need to do in company code currency, or the company code currency must be do, you have to legal valuation. This is a mandatory. For this you don't have option. This you have to choose it. Then you have 2 options. And what currency you want to do valuation? Material prices, second. And that in which valuation? And what will be the third currency, and that which valuation you want to use, that you have to choose. And here, the combination of the currency and valuation is called valuation approach. Which valuation approach you want to follow? It means the currency plus the valuation view, which you want to do. The combination of currency and valuation is called valuation approach. Which valuation approach you want to follow? The legal valuation is identified in the SAP system with a valuation view 0. Maybe this I can keep the next level. The group valuation is identified in SAP by standard with view 1. The profit center valuation is identified with 2. What is legal, what is group, what is profit center, I will explain. So as of now, you keep it aside. Remember that this is very important. You have in material ledger or in controlling module, SAP will allow maximum 3 valuations. One is legal, one is group, one is profit center. And SAP will allow maximum to evaluate your material prices in 3 currencies, that any 3 currencies you can choose. In the same way, 3 valuations it will allow. If you want to do my material prices more than in 1 currency or more than in 1 valuation, then I need to go for material ledger. If you say for me only 1 currency is enough, 1 valuation is enough, then you don't need to activate your material ledger, the basic rule. But in S4, even though you want 1 currency, 1 valuation, you have to activate it technically. Material ledger is mandatory. Then you don't choose what is your second currency, put blank, third currency, put blank. Second valuation view also you put blank, and third valuation view also you put blank, then fine. But whenever you want to do material prices in multiple currencies, multiple valuations, yes, you have to activate material ledger. And with respect to material ledger, first you need to define your currency and valuation profile. The currency and valuation profile at controlling area level, and the material ledger, the currencies and valuations must be in sync. Both should match. So here, first you need to decide what will be your valuation approaches. What do you mean by valuation approach? It's nothing but the valuation currency and valuation view combination. We will call it as a valuation approach. Currency, you know what is a local currency, company code currency, group currency, index based currency, hard currency. Each and every one is identified with a particular type, currency type. And how valuation view is identified? This is the valuation view. Legal valuation is identified with 0. Group valuation is identified with 1. Profit center valuation is identified with 2. Now, what is my valuation approach? How can I find? So first currency, what you want to use, what I want to use, 1. And second, it's a mandatory, that is INR, my company code currency or local currency. What is the currency type? That is 10. So here still, if you want clarity, valuation approach is equal to, you can say instead of currency plus valuation view, you can put currency type plus valuation view is your valuation approach. What is your currency type? 10. And 10 currency, company code currency, you want to do in which valuation? That is legal valuation, that is identified by 0. Then your valuation approach is equal to 10. Maybe here I can put okay. You are doing valuation in currency type 10, and then and valuation you are doing legal valuation, that is identified by 0. Then my valuation approach is equal to 10. And second, what is your currency type here? Again, I am using in this example INR. For example, if you want, you can put it different. With this example, I am framing here. Currency type 10. This is also 10, this is also 10. But what is the difference? This is a legal valuation, right? And here, what you want to follow? Here, I don't want legal valuation. That is already done. Then here, I want to follow profit center valuation. What is the profit center valuation view? It is 2. then your valuation approach will be 12. So here at the end, what is your currency type? This is 10. Because of valuation approach, profit center valuation, your currency type will become 10. Sorry, currency type will become 12. Technically, we will call it as, but actually it is a valuation approach. But in SAP, you don't have 12 means fixed. 10 is a fixed company code currency. And whatever for company code you are using, the value will be changed. In the same way, currency type 10 means the value is not fixed always. In your business organization, 12 means INR because your company code currency is INR. In the same other business organization, or with respect to other company code in your same business organization. If currency type 12 means it's not fixed INR, you need to see what is that company code currency is using, USD. So for that company code, currency type 12 means USD. So it will change from company code to company code. Okay. So here my valuation approach is 12. And next, here which currency you are using? 30. That is USD, group currency. And that group currency you want to do in which valuation? Which valuation you want to follow? That is group valuation. Sorry, here group valuation is 2. Here I change, right? Profit center valuation is 2, so 12. Group valuation is 1, not 3. Then what is your valuation approach here? 31. Suppose for group currency also, if you follow profit center valuation, you can follow. Then that is valuation approach will become 32. So like this, maximum how many valuation approaches you can follow? 3 valuation approaches, 3 valuation views, 3 currencies. And these settings should be same in your material ledger and currency and valuation profile. Okay. So maybe in the next class we can see how to make it sync, and then what is the difference between these three. What is a legal valuation? What is a group valuation? What is a profit center valuation? And why we need to use. Okay, so that we can see in the next class. As of now, if you have any doubts, that you can ask.
Hi, sir. This is Anil. I have a small doubt, sir. So, first, we have maintained all the currencies in the material ledger. So, later, if you want to change anything in future, so can we change those currencies and valuation profile?
If the documents were not posted, if it is that case, it's not possible to change. It lead to inconsistencies. Still, it's a change is required for your business organization. Then the ultimate solution is you need to approach the SAP. SAP can provide solution by charging. It's not a free service. They may do certain things with standard programs or whatever you want. The solution they can provide, but it's a chargeable. It's not free service. As part of annual maintenance contract, whatever the organization paid, whatever SAP messages or issues you are raising to the SAP, and you are getting consultation, right? As part of that, you don't get. For this, it's a additionally you need to pay to the SAP. If yes, then SAP can resolve or can suggest how to change it. But if you change without consulting SAP, then you will end up with the inconsistencies in the system.
Yes.
So here at the time of designing first company code or initially for the client, you need to should be careful of which currencies you want to do your material prices and which valuations you want to follow. And this is important. The combination of currency and valuation view is required for you. Is nothing but you can say valuation approach. You need to decide correctly now itself what is your valuation approach. For example, here my valuation approach is 10. 10 means company code currency in legal valuation. If I don't say this, suppose this is hidden, I will give 10 my valuation approach. That means you need to identify 10 means it's a currency type and it's a legal valuation. If I say 12, you have to identify that he is doing valuation in company code currency and 2 represents profit center valuation. So in profit center valuation, the in company code currency, the value is updated. If I say 31, then you need to be able to understand that he is doing the valuation, the material price he is maintaining or updating in group currency with group valuation. If I say 32, group currency with profit center valuation. If I say 11, company code currency with group valuation. So these are the valuation approaches we need to follow. That's why here, if you want to use
Sir,
group valuation, the group valuation and group currency is identified with 30 and group valuation 1. Your controlling area currency, if you would have set up with currency type 30, then only it is possible to do this valuation approach. At controlling area level, you followed currency type 20 and now I want to do group valuation. It's not possible. If you want here group valuation, while setting up your controlling area, the controlling area currency must be 30. Then only this will support. That's why at the time of controlling area currency, at the time of setting up controlling area, we used currency type 30 with the anticipation or with the requirement that we need a group valuation at material ledger level. Yes, fine, you can ask.
in two currencies as another currency to be maintained and valuation approach. So in that case, can we do that? Again, we need to reach out to
Can
SAP.
you come again?
No, firstly, while doing configuration,
Hmm.
we have maintained only two currencies.
Hmm.
So later we want to make another one more currency or valuation. So will it be okay, or we need to reach out to SAP again?
Okay, maybe theoretically you can say okay. Here, technically, what will happen? Once your currency and valuation profile is assigned, for example, ABC, and once you assign ABC, the system doesn't activate it. We need to go to a particular separate configuration step and try to activate it. Whenever you activate it, system will check so many checks. The currency and valuation profile is matching, is in sync with your all material ledger configurations. The currency and valuation profile, is it in sync with your profit center accounting? Assume the currency and valuation profile is not synced with material ledger, then system doesn't allow to activate it. It will end up with error. It is matching with material ledger but not synced with profit center accounting. It will end up with error, it doesn't activate. Everything is fine with material ledger, everything is fine with profit center accounting. Maybe you used only two currencies, and here also two currencies, and it's activated. Once it's active, then you cannot make any change in the currency and valuation profile. Now you want to add third currency. If you add at material ledger or profit center accounting, but system doesn't allow to you to add and activate again one more time at currency and valuation profile level. So with this, we can say later you cannot add again. In the initially itself, now itself, while activating currency and valuation profile, you need to decide and fix it how many currencies you want, because it doesn't allow you once active to make the changes. Okay.
Hi sir, Navneet here. Is we have one more currency like cost object currency,
You,
because in the note it's given, but when you show the SAP screen, I didn't see the 70 there in that currency type. Is it in new SAP new version? They have completely removed this 70 of currency type.
okay. Here you cannot assume we are talking about currency types in S4 HANA topic. Generally, currency types topic is different. We have so many currencies, and with which we have like there are 10 currencies given for one company code maximum. It's not three like that. So we have a currency types and 70 or maybe some other like this we can frame along with 70. Now you can add 12, you can add 11, you can add 31, you can add 32. So different currency types are available. That is there still. Here we are talking only with respect to material valuations, these currencies, and with respect to currency and valuation profile or controlling area currency. So here if 70 is not there means it doesn't there in SAP. In SAP it is there, but it is not there with controlling area valuations or to use in controlling area currency or to use with respect to material ledger. Okay, so at ledger level we can see the currency types there. You will we will discuss about the much currency types or which are the currencies different from ECC to S4 and what are the additional currencies given in S4 system. So that topic will come later. Here this is with respect to controlling area and with respect to material ledger or material valuations or multiple valuation views.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe theoretically, first we need to cover the currency types, and then we could have went to currency valuation profile or material ledger topic. But once we posted the documents and we cannot do the changes, what we told, like material ledger, currencies or currency and valuation profile, once you activate, you cannot make changes. That's why before posting any document in our controlling area, in our company code, we want to set right the right currency valuation profile and the right material ledger settings. That's why first we took this topic, the material ledger concept and currency and valuation profile and these valuations. And we'll see next class exactly what do you mean by legal, what is group, what is profit center, and why I need to do valuations in three. Why is not enough for the company code only legal valuation? Why I need to go for group and profit center again, one more valuation for the same document, for the same figure.
Sir, one more doubt, sir. This is Anil. This valuation, whatever you have told, the legal valuation, group valuation, profit center valuation, these are a default or we have to create those in SAP?
By default or by maximum, SAP will give you three valuations. And whenever you are using in your company code or whenever you are using material ledger, mandatory one you have to use. That is company code currency legal valuation. That is valuation approach is 10. Then next option you have two currencies and two valuations. These two valuations are provided by standard SAP. You have to choose it from the drop down button. I want group valuation. Yes, select it and accordingly. Okay, group valuation you want to do. In which currency you want to do that group valuation? Whether in group currency or company code currency. Then the valuation approach is created. For example, I choose in my company code currency, I want to do profit center valuation. So you go and select at profit center accounting level, profit center valuation is required from the drop down button. And then at material ledger or at material ledger's configurations, you tell that to the system for profit center valuation, I want to use in my company code currency, you give me the figure result. The group valuation you need to select and you need to tell the system the group valuation you want to store the values in which currency after doing group valuation. In which currency you want to do. Once you say I want group valuation, the second question is in which currency that valuation. If you say I want profit center valuation, in which currency you want to do, or vice versa. You are doing already currency INR you are using. The material I want to my material stock material prices I want to valuate in different currency. For example, here different currency INR to USD. Then the second question, in that currency, whenever you are valuating your material, in which valuation you want to do? The USD value you are expecting, suppose whether the material price is in 100 or $90. That 190, I need to express in which valuation. Is it in group or profit center or legal? So both you need to choose. You cannot say to the system only this currency or only valuation. Both you have to choose. That is called valuation approach. So these two are given by standard SAP. If you want, you choose it. You want or not. Along with your currency. What is valuation and what is currency? Maybe once we do configuration, then you will understand how to set up this valuation approach. 12, 31 or 32 or 11, what you want for your business valuation. Okay, any other question? Then fine, you can close.